everybody. I just want to walk you through the structure of our course this semester. This is Art History 1, and this is a 8-week version of this class, a Z course, and it's online. So I just kind of want to walk you through the class setup, go over some stuff in the syllabus, that kind of thing, you know. So when you jump into the class, you will see this as the kind of crash page, the home page where everything is. And mostly you're going to be navigating through modules. So we'll look at that in a second, but first of all, I just wanted to introduce myself and then go over some syllabus things. So my name's Megan Rosen. I'm your instructor. I change my hair a lot, so you can see my hair now does not match my hair in my headshot here, and it might change again this semester. I'm kind of a changing my hair a lot kind of person. But anyway, I'm Megan. You can call me Megan. You can also call me Ms. Rosen, Instructor Rosen, Professor Rosen, whatever makes you comfortable, that is fine. And so I thought I would just tell you some things about me, and then we'll go into the syllabus and go into the structure of the class. So there's this whole thing on here about me, so you can read this yourself, but just the quick version of it is, I am full-time faculty at OTC. I've been teaching for over a decade, about 12 or 13 years at the collegiate level. I was at MSU for about 10 of those years. I've also taught at Drury in the past, but I am now full-time at OTC. And here I teach Art History 1 and 2, Drawing 1 and 2, Portfolio Development, and occasionally Art and Experience or 2D Design. I have 2 graduate degrees, so I have an undergraduate degree, a 4-year Bachelor of Arts in Art History, and then I have a Master of Arts in Studio Art and Theory, and then I have what's called a terminal degree. So for some fields, that's a PhD. For my field, it's an MFA, a Master of Fine Arts, from California College of the Arts, and it's in painting. So my expertise lies in drawing, painting, and art history. I love teaching all the things I teach at OTC. I really like working with students, so I'm very happy to be here, even virtually for you, since this is an online class. So you can learn more things about me by reading here if you want. There's a picture of my dog, Marcy Moose. I also have 3 cats. And here's just some projects I've worked on recently. Okay, so let's go back to our homepage. I'm going to move this around. Right now your syllabus is way down here at the bottom. I'll move it up to the top. I haven't quite tweaked the navigation for this semester yet, but you're going to click on Course Syllabus to see the syllabus. And I know that everybody tells you you should go ahead and read the syllabus, but you should go ahead and read the syllabus. That's very helpful. A lot of times if you're not sure about something, the answer you're looking for is in the syllabus. You can always contact me as well. So this is a virtual class. This is an online class, and it's asynchronized, meaning we don't meet via Zoom or anything. You just log on yourself and do the work through Canvas, okay? So you'll see me a lot this semester in video form, giving you lectures and instructions and things, but you won't actually see me live unless you schedule a meeting with me via Zoom or during my office hours. If you need to contact me, please email me at rosenm@otc.edu. If you message me in Canvas, I'm very likely to reply to you via email. There's these things called FERPA regulations, which protect your privacy as a student. So if you're asking me something about your grade, I have to communicate with you via your official OTC email or in person, okay? If you would like to see me in person, my office is here on the Springfield campus of OTC in NKM, which is the Norman K. Myers building, the one that kind of faces Chestnut Expressway. And my office is 130B, so I'm there on the first floor, very near the Department of General Education, the General Education office, so very near that. My office hours are listed here. You can also, so you can drop by anytime during those time periods. You still might want to give me a heads up because sometimes I do have meetings with other faculty or staff or other students, but you can just drop by, that's fine. Also, if those times don't work for you, email me and I'm happy to set up a virtual or an in-person meeting with you at a time that does work. Materials, we don't have a dedicated textbook for this class, so there's no need to buy a textbook. You do really need to have a reliable computer with an internet connection, with a good internet connection, because it's an online course. You can, of course, use computers that are on campus, but it's very helpful to have access at all times. So you can read. I'm not going to read every single thing on here to you. I do encourage you to go back and read. I'm just going to hit some of the things that people kind of ask about. So one of the main things people want to know about is the grading of the class. I have the breakdown of the grading right here in the syllabus. So you have a couple of different kinds of assignments. You'll have two reflective writing assignments, discussion boards, which are kind of light research, which I'll have another introduction explaining what those are in a little more detail. You have quizzes. They're only worth, oh, excuse me, that's a typo. They're worth 10 points each, but there's 7 of them, so 70 points total. You'll have a final exam that's comprehensive at the end of the semester. And then you have some other projects that require you to do a little bit of independent thinking and work. And those are worth either 30 or 15. In total, they're worth 90 points. And then participation are some of the other things, like the looking at art and practice, the introduction, and just showing up in Canvas and keeping up with the class. Okay. You must turn everything in via Canvas for it to count toward your grade. That's pretty easy in an online class. That's pretty obvious. Academic grievance, if you have some kind of problem with your grade or with something in the class, please reach out to me about it first. I generally try to be pretty approachable, and I respond to emails in a very timely fashion, and I'm happy to work with you on whatever's causing you problems. Also, if you're not happy with that solution, you can contact my department chair, Kat Alley. There's her contact information. And if that doesn't work, you can also contact the Dean of General Education, Dr. Aberly. For the proctored event, I'll talk about that in a minute. You don't have to go anywhere special. Basically, you just have to have a photo ID picture of yourself with your submission to one of the first assignments you do this semester, which is the Looking at Art assignment. You can read all the academic grievance policies, academic integrity, all of this stuff. Attendance. So attendance is something that I want to touch on, even though this is an online class. I can see how often you log into Canvas, and I can see every time you participate or click on something in Canvas. Not only can I see it, but one of our deans, whose job is, he's kind of the guru of all things attendance related, can see it. So if you haven't engaged in the class, if you haven't participated in 14 days, 14 consecutive calendar days, then you will be dropped from the class. You will be removed. So it's very important that you keep on track of that, because that's going to affect your finances as well, your financial aid and that kind of things. So make sure that you're regularly checking in with the class. We have great support services at OTC. Our disability support services are fabulous. We also have all these other wonderful resources. If you're having any kind of issue and you're not sure where to get help, chances are there's someone who can help you and is there to help you at OTC, and I'm happy to help you navigate that if you reach out to me if you're having any kind of issues. Okay, so that's the syllabus. When you're navigating this class, I want you to navigate via modules, and so you can see all of the things laid out. So when you click into any one of the modules, like one of our first ones is early days, you click here and you can see all the learning objectives. You can see things that you need to know, things that you need to check, and then you can see all of your information. So there are lectures. And then there's also like an art history slideshow for each one of the modules, okay? And then you can see your early days discussion, your quiz, your lecture reflection, everything is here on the intro. And then you can also, once you click into each section within that module, you can easily see where the lectures and everything are. So here are all the lecture videos. So you do need to watch those. That's the main source of information. That's where all of your information for your quizzes is going to come from. All the information that'll be on the final will come from these. I do recommend that as you watch them, you take notes to help you retain the information. Then I also have extra resources and reading related to the subject matter that is linked down below in each section. Okay? So that's kind of how you navigate the course. I do not recommend just going and trying to go straight to assignments. You will not do well in this class if you don't watch the lectures. That's the whole meat of the class. That's all of the information is there. We also have some good resources here that are linked directly if you need to check in on those. Okay, let's then look. The first things that you're going to do is you're going to have a introduction post where you're going to introduce yourself to us, okay? So I tell you all the things about me. I want for you to come here and let me know some basic information about yourself, your name. This is on a discussion post, particularly if it is different than how your name shows up in Canvas, but go ahead and let us what your preferred, what your name is, what you go by, your pronouns, your area of study. If you don't know that yet, that's fine, no worries. You're just doing your gen eds, a transfer degree, whatever, just kind of let us know. Where you're from, who your favorite visual artist is, if you have one. You may not have one yet, and that's okay. Your favorite band or musician, and why you're taking this class. And for a lot of you, it's so that you can get your humanities credit, right? And that's totally fine. Tell me that, that's cool. But maybe there's some reason why you wanted to take art history instead of, say, I don't know, John's Intro to Theater class or a Humanities 101 class or something. What drew you to art history? You can also share images if you want, because this is kind of how we get to know each other. If you want to share an image of yourself or of your pet or of your favorite artist or something like that, that's totally fine. Okay, so that's one of our first assignments. And then the other one is looking at art. So here's where you do your introductions. Here's the looking at art assignment. But before you do this assignment, I want you to click here and go through this so that you understand how looking at art and how to do a visual analysis. You'll click and watch this video. This is one of the only videos that isn't me from the semester. This is some other art historians doing a visual analysis of a piece. It's not very long, it's really well done. So you'll watch that. And then I also have another page on here that just has a breakdown of the steps of doing a visual analysis, okay? And then you'll go here and do your looking at art assignment, okay? So I have given you this piece of art and I don't tell you anything about it. I don't want you to Google image search this. That's not the point. Knowing who it is, who it's by, and what it is not the point at all. What I want you to do is practice writing about what you see, okay? If you know this artwork off the bat like that, I would be very shocked, okay? So that's not the point. The point isn't knowing exactly who it is. It's that I want you to practice talking about and observing what you see, like they do in that video. The other thing is this is your proctored event. So when you submit your just little brief paragraph about what you see in this image, take a picture of yourself with your photo ID, and that's the proctored event. That lets me know that you're you and I can see who you are. You do need to have a photo ID in that image. If you don't have a driver's license or a OTC ID, just something that has your picture and your name to verify who you are. Okay? If you have any questions about that, feel free to email me. All right, so that's kind of how the class works, how you can navigate things. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. All right, thanks everybody.